Punggol town. Our town is warm, community is vibrant, and the facilities are great. And I am even more assured to know that our town is being taken care by People's Action Party Town Council led by DPM Gan Kim Yong. 住在新加坡非常的好，尤其是住在榜鹅，这里的社区完善，我们的居民热情，我们的社区非常的活跃。尤其我知道，我们的市政将被人民行动党市政理事会所照顾，严金勇副总理将会是我们的带领议员。
Hidup di Singapura memang selesa, lebih-lebih lagi di GRC Punggol. Punggol ini sangat meriah dan bertenaga. Penduduk-penduduk sini memang peramah. Kemudahannya lengkap dan paling penting kami rasa yakin kerana kami tinggal di bawah penjagaan pemimpin-pemimpin PAP yang sangat prihatin.
பொங்கல் நகரம் இன்றைய தினம் துடிதுடிப்புடன் பல்வேறு வசதிகள் நிறைந்த ஒரு நகரமாக மக்களின் குறைகளை அன்றாடம் கேட்டு அவர்களின் குறைகள் உடனுக்குடன் சரி செய்யப்பட்டு வருகின்றது.
Now, let's welcome our candidates for Punggol GRC. Let me introduce to you the candidates for tonight. Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Gan Kim Yong. Next, we have Senior Minister of State, Dr. Janil Puthucheary. Next up, we have Minister of State, Ms. Xueling. Last but not least, Ms. Yeo Wan Ling. Joining us tonight, we have guest speaker, Minister Indranee Rajah. Senior Minister of State, Mr. Zaqy Mohamad. Making a very special appearance tonight, Mr. Lim Swee Say. Sirs and ma'am, please take your seat. May I also invite the first speaker of tonight. Oh, look who is joining us tonight. Senior Minister Yeo Wan Ling. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, ma'ams. May I invite our first speaker of the night, Dr. Janil Puthucheary, to take the stage. Dr. Janil.
Wanakkam. Selamat petang kawan-kawan. Daja wan shang hao. Good evening, everybody, and a happy May Day. And welcome to all our brothers and sisters from the NTUC and the Labour Movement. Welcome to our rally. We've had a hard-fought campaign. And over that time, the last few days, we've met many residents, many of them coming to meet with us, share their stories, take photos, but also many of them with comments and messages that we listened very closely to, that we took to heart. One of the things that I saw was a queue forming for residents to take pictures with DPM Gan. Some of our Punggol residents deeply wanted to share things with him, but a bit busy, sometimes having to return home for childcare, sometimes going for work. Q for me instead passed me a message, can you please give this to DPM Gan? And one of those things that they wanted DPM Gan to know about was, please take care of yourself and take care of us here in Punggol. The residents also commented on our campaign. Our residents in Punggol, our Punggol voters, are discerning. They read the material, they read what's online, they see how the candidates behave, what we say, what we don't say. And residents that I met commented that our campaign, in a way, was quite remarkable. I remember in particular at the MRT station, some of you will know Exit A and Exit C. Every morning we're there, 6:30 until late at night. Sometimes we see the residents going to work, sometimes coming home. Sometimes we also see our opponents, our political opponents also there, doing what we are doing, campaigning, passing out leaflets, trying to engage residents, trying to persuade, please vote for us. And several residents mentioned how polite we all were. We're standing next to each other. They see us occasionally shaking hands, smiling at each other. Our politics in Singapore up until now has been peaceful, has been productive, has been polite. Our residents noticed this. And one even said to me, look, I don't know any other country where you'll see such peaceful coexistence. What you say, yes, but how you behave matters even more. And indeed, we try very hard to make sure that we're all on our best behavior. One of the things the residents have mentioned to me is that they have noticed that the PAP Punggol team, we have not engaged in negative campaigning. We're not going to make personal attacks. We haven't done. We're not going to be rude. We're not going to make jokes at the expense of other people. But if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to engage in negative campaigning, not going to make jokes, well, then you have to have real plans. And we have real plans for Punggol for the future, for 5 years and beyond. Let me tell you about our real plans. At the last rally, I explained to you how we think about these plans, how we develop them, all the things that we have done for the last few years. Let me tell you about what's coming in the future. You know that we have plans to improve our transport. We have the 2-car LRT cabins coming. The services will improve. We have a new bus interchange that's opening up at Punggol Coast MRT as part of the Punggol Digital District. That bus interchange will open in June. And it will have new bus services. New bus services that will serve our residents, including those in the North Shore District. Our old bus interchange. Our residents know that we're having a new bus interchange. Many of them very discerning. They say, I have lived so close to the old bus interchange. It's very handy. What's going to happen to it? Our old bus interchange will remain in operation. We are not closing it down. Punggol will have 2 bus interchanges, and the old bus interchange will remain in operation, and in the long term will be converted to a permanent interchange linking with two MRT lines, the Northeast line now and the new Cross Island line. Our roads are being dug up for these MRT lines. Residents ask, what's going to happen? The road swings north, the road swings south. Eventually, all the roads will go back to its natural and original plan. Nice, neat. But we will extend our road network across the water from Punggol Central, a westward extension and the bridge connecting to Seletar Link later this year, and that will reduce traffic congestion. Real plans to make life better. The new sports stadium, I spoke about it in the last rally. You can see it's all coming up. It's a large and complicated building. It'll have 5,000-seater stadium, 5 swimming pools, 20 badminton courts, gyms, fitness studio, water sports center, many, many other things. The work is on track and it will open in early 2026. But we have to work to make it happen. We have to keep the project on track. We have to make sure that all of these things are working well and eventually deliver for our residents. We also hear from residents about the concerns around jobs. My colleague, Ms. Yeo Wan Ling, will speak about that. But from the labor movement, the young people that we've been speaking to are also concerned about their parents and their grandparents. Punggol is a large town, many multi-generational families. You've seen us open active aging centers. St. Luke's in the North Shore area, what we do at One Punggol, the nursing homes. The active aging centers represents a shift in our approach, in our planning for our elderly, our seniors. Partnering with community organizations, having the seniors find fulfillment and social connectedness in the community. The AACs give them board games, fitness exercises, talks, activities, calligraphy, crochet. Well, actually, the most important thing that they do, reduce social isolation, build friendships, and reduce loneliness. And I know that young people are concerned about this when they see what their parents are living through. And so, you know, we've already got several centers here in Punggol. Just this week, during the campaign, we launched another one at Punggol 21cc, a joint effort between Allkin and Sparkle Care PCF as an active aging center to care for our seniors. We'll have another AAC in Punggol, one of our HDB estates, by the end of the year. This is what we are doing. Identifying the needs of our residents, finding the solutions, bringing our partners together, and lobbying government. That's how we got the AACs here, by lobbying and making the case that this is what we need here in Punggol. And occasionally, we have to take action ourselves directly. Senior citizens' corners within the estates. These are opportunities for community leaders to then build programs, to reach out, reduce loneliness, engage with our seniors. We already have 9, we'll be building many more over the years to come. Needs of the residents, ideas about how to solve the problems, plans and implementations. This is what we do. We understand the needs by walking the ground, by meeting and listening to our residents, having a deep understanding of their concerns. Ideas are shared from the ground, but also from our government agency officers. But, when it comes to making plans, we must have a special responsibility for this, balancing all the needs, incorporating all the ideas, the competing ideas. This is a responsibility we can't ignore. We have to embrace making plans as part of our duty. And so we have plans that are clear and are going to deliver for our residents of Punggol. We have many plans for Punggol developed because we understand our families and residents here, because we have a shared aspiration for a better town, and we are determined to bring those plans alive and make Punggol better for you with your support. Vote PAP for Punggol! Thank you! Majulah PAP, Majulah Singapura!
Dr. Janil, for making a better home in Punggol for all of us. Next up, let me invite Miss Yeo Wan Ling.
Punggol residents, Union sisters and brothers, friends and supporters of the PAP, good evening. Wan Shang Hao, Selamat Patang. Inia Malay, Vanakkam. Tai Ke Ho. Today is a very special day, not only because it's the last day of campaigning for the Singapore GE2025, but it's also a very significant day for all workers and my sisters and brothers from the labor movement, many who are Punggol residents. Happy May Day, everyone! We rallied together earlier this morning at our May Day rally and are now again rallying together here this evening at our PAP National Rally at Punggol GRC. Brothers and sisters, comrades, in solidarity for Punggol Town. As we count down to the final hours and minutes of a week and a half of heartfelt campaigning, I think back on the many moments which made my heart tender and my spirit sing. From the many volunteers, activists, unionists who came out in full force to support our team PAP Punggol, to our residents who braved the sun and the rain to cheer us on, from the many messages of encouragement and frank feedback to the high fives and hugs, Punggol, you had me at hello and you have my heart 5 years in. P.S. I love you. My dear Punggol residents, in the many moments I had with you, one was particularly thought-provoking, and it was a conversation I had at Waterway Point with a young couple, one of them a first-time voter. They asked me, with a steely gaze and a steady voice, why should we vote for the PAP? This is such a simple question, but it encapsulates, doesn't it, the reason why we are all here today. I thought about the aspirations and challenges our Punggol residents had trusted me with over the years, and the very reasons why I continue to fight for this seat to serve our Punggol residents. I told our young couple that casting a good, impactful vote needs both a combination of rational thought and intuitive gut feel. And for me, it is important to choose representatives who are kind, with their hearts in the right places, who are hardworking and on the ground, and who can rally partnerships and resources to resolve issues and bring happiness and progress to our community. My Punggol residents know this. Every time I walk through our neighborhoods, whether at the Waterway, at our coffee shops, or during our community events, I'm reminded of why Punggol has a very special place in my heart. Every conversation we've shared has stayed with me. Your hopes, your concerns, your dreams for your children, these are not just passing stories. They drive me to work harder every day to dream of exciting new projects for our community and to bring in partners and supporters to make our lives energized and better. Earlier this morning, I was at the May Day rally. We reaffirmed our commitment to every worker in Singapore and to each and every one of you here in Punggol. I am talking about the dignity of every worker in Punggol, the security of every family. In Punggol, jobs are not just a number to me. They are your livelihoods, your children's future, the future of every Punggol child. In my walkabouts, I have met with many of our Punggol youths, and they are really awesome. Our youths have many aspirations in life and have plenty to look forward to. Cheryl is a youth leader who's just 20, but has been volunteering since she was 9 years old. Chloe and Chris have very big hearts, and both are gearing for a career in healthcare to look after our senior loved ones and children. Our Punggol youths have a bright future, and they are the young sprouts who will grow to be tall oak trees to shelter our community and nation in time to come. It is important that we continue to provide them with opportunities for growth, especially with their career options, even with the global looming uncertainties. In Punggol Town, we believe that career success isn't just about finding opportunities. It's about creating them together with our partners and other stakeholders. Since 2020, our Punggol team has brought in NTUC's E2I as a partner for employment and employability, and we are committed to ensuring every resident, regardless of age or background, has access to meaningful career support right where they live. In 2024, our outreach efforts have engaged more than 800 Punggol residents who took the initiative to explore new career paths through this partnership, and I'm very happy to share that 180 of our Punggol residents were successfully placed through this partnership with the E2I and the NTUC. This momentum has led to the creation of our town's flagship career marketplace in March 2025, where over 1,000 jobs vacancy across various industries were open to our Punggol residents. And more importantly, 10% of these jobs were made specifically for fresh graduates. And this is a powerful signal that our employers are ready to invest in our young Punggol talent. Beyond placements, Punggol's focus remains on building career resilience and future readiness, ensuring that all our residents are equipped not just for today's opportunities, but for tomorrow's challenges. A key enabler of this effort has been the opening of our One Punggol Service SG Centre in 2024, and this strengthens our career support within our township. I am very pleased to share that going forward, we will partner with the E2I to launch a series of workshops based in Punggol, focused on in-demand skills and emerging career areas, including the AI and the digital economy. And this will help our residents gain confidence to navigate our industry shifts with clarity. In addition, to keep up with the very popular momentum of the Punggol Career Marketplace, we will be expanding the frequency of this program from twice a year to every 2 months. One of the key concerns raised by residents in Punggol is the need for meaningful opportunities for mid-career professionals who are looking for a change in careers. In response, our Punggol team has courted yet another partner to support our community, and that is the Singapore Institute of Technology on a first ever program in lifestyle entrepreneurship. With this 4-month program under the belt, Punggol residents will be equipped to start their micro businesses as freelance writers, private home chefs, online marketeers, and the exciting list goes on. And as an exciting and added Punggol surprise, this will also come with seed funding help from the Punggol Shores Merchants Association. This initiative reflects our ongoing commitment to empower our residents with practical, future-ready opportunities for self-reinvention. Punggol is also a town with young families, and our residents are faced with stresses from caring for their children, their senior loved ones, and the financial pressures while raising a family. The moms I speak with often tell me that they will love to return to work, but find it difficult given their need to wrap their work around their caregiving duties. As such, it is important that we continue to normalize FWAs in the workplace, and I give you my word, I will continue to advocate for this in Parliament. And we will also need to create local in-community jobs. To these, I am pleased to share that we will now extend our NTUC's See You Back at Work program, which helps our caregivers and moms to return to work with flexible work options, to also include micro jobs in Punggol neighborhood. This will include babysitting, healthcare assistance, tuition, and surveyors. This will also be in partnership with our Punggol flagship local program, Project Success. My dear residents, the choice before us is clear. Do we want to continue building on these strong foundations? Do we want to ensure that every Punggol resident has access to good jobs and meaningful careers? Do you want a team that doesn't just talk about helping workers, but has a proven track record of delivering results? If your answer is yes, then I ask for your support. Vote for a team that understands that behind every job is a family, behind every paycheck is dignity, and behind every skills upgrade is a hope for a better tomorrow. Vote for a positive force. Vote for a future that we can build together. Vote for the PAP!
Thank you, Ms. Yeo Wan Ling. The choice is clear. Vote for PAP! Next up, may I invite Mr. Zaqy Mohamad to take the stage.
A very good evening, Punggol. Matia Vanakam, Tacha Wansahau. Selamat malam kepada semua. Please allow me to begin my speech in Malay, our national language. Salam sejahtera saudara-saudari sekalian. Sepanjang kempen pilihan raya ini, pelbagai isu telah dibangkitkan, termasuk isu-isu yang sangat sensitif dan membangkitkan perasaan dalam masyarakat Melayu Islam Singapura. Dalam 9 hari ini, saya telah bertemu ramai rakyat Melayu Islam, dari pekerja kepada usahawan, dari ibu bapa kepada warga emas. Ramai yang telah berkongsi kebimbangan mereka, tetapi mereka juga telah mengongsi harapan mereka. Mereka berkata, kita harus kembali kepada apa yang paling penting, kehidupan seharian rakyat. Mereka mengiktiraf bahawa isu-isu seperti Palestin dan Tudung adalah penting dan menyentuh hati. Saya setuju. Tetapi mereka juga memperingatkan jangan kita lupakan keperluan asas mereka. Soal bread and butter seperti peluang kerja yang baik, pendapatan yang stabil dan juga pendidikan untuk anak-anak mereka. Ini yang benar-benar penting bagi kebanyakan keluarga kita hari ini dan juga keluarga di Punggol. Sebagai pemerintah, tanggungjawab kita bukan sekadar mendengar atau memahami, tetapi untuk bertindak dan menghasilkan kemajuan yang nyata. Sebab itu kita tumpukan usaha secara konsisten dalam pendidikan, pembangunan kerjaya, memperkukuh institusi agama dan juga bagaimana kita memperluaskan jaringan sokongan sosial supaya masyarakat Melayu Islam kita akan terus mara ke hadapan tanpa ada yang tercicir. Usaha ini bukan dilakukan dengan senyap. Kita sebagai anggota Parlimen Melayu PAP tidak pernah berdiam diri. Di Parlimen, anggota Parlimen Melayu PAP telah memainkan peranan penting dalam menyuarakan keprihatinan masyarakat kita. Semasa usul mengenai Gaza dibahaskan tahun lalu di Parlimen, 6 ahli Parlimen Melayu PAP telah berucap menyuarakan suara hati masyarakat kita. Selain daripada itu, 15 soalan parlimen ataupun parliamentary questions telah diajukan oleh ahli Parlimen PAP mengenai isu Palestin di Parlimen. Bagi kami, keprihatinan itu juga diterjemah dalam tindakan. We stand for action. Jadi saya melalui peranan saya di MINDEF menyokong misi airdrop kita oleh RSAF di Gaza, penghantaran bantuan kemanusiaan ke Gaza dan baru-baru ini usaha Asia menjalankan operasi membantu pesakit Gaza di Mesir. Dengan sokongan masyarakat, anda semua, ahli Parlimen PAP telah mengumpul derma sebanyak $2 juta sepanjang Ramadan yang lalu untuk Gaza. Sebahagian daripada pengumpulan 15 juta bagi RLAF. Jadi keprihatinan kami bukan sekadar suara, tetapi disusuli tindakan nyata. That's because people, we action, and we are People's Action Party. Namun kita juga perlu lihat usaha jangka panjang yang dibawa oleh ahli Parlimen Melayu PAP dalam memacu dasar-dasar yang membina masa hadapan. It's not just the sensitive issues, but also the issues that matter at heart. Jadi kita akan terus memperjuangkan dasar untuk memperkukuh pendidikan anak-anak kita, untuk kita memajukan pekerja Melayu, untuk kita menyokong asatiza dalam era moden, untuk membantu keluarga rentan, untuk mengurangkan pengulangan kesalahan dadah, untuk memperkemaskan pengagihan zakat dan untuk memperkukuh pentadbiran amla. Ini semua penting bagi masyarakat Melayu juga. Inilah perjuangan yang menyentuh kehidupan harian masyarakat kita. Dan hasilnya kita boleh lihat dan rasai hari ini. Dalam bidang pendidikan, kita lihat kemajuan yang memerangsangkan. Pada tahun 2010, hanya 30% belia Melayu mempunyai kelayakan pos menengah. Hari ini jumlahnya hampir 50%. Jumlah graduan Melayu daripada universiti telah meningkat 5 kali ganda, 5 times the graduates today compared to a decade ago, dalam 2 decade ago. Dalam bidang kerjaya, 40% pekerja Melayu kini dalam sektor PMET, naik daripada 23% 20 tahun lalu. Bagi kami, ini bukan sahaja statistik. This is not just about statistics. Ini mencerminkan peningkatan taraf hidup dan mobiliti sosial masyarakat kita. Apa yang ketara adalah ini. Ahli-ahli Parlimen PAP serta institusi dan organisasi Melayu atau MMOs telah berganting bahu dengan pemerintah untuk menjalankan program yang menyokong kemajuan masyarakat kita. Jadi hari ini lebih 25,000 pekerja Melayu Islam telah dibantu M Kuasa 3 melalui NTUC, E2I dan Workforce Singapore, termasuk pemadanan pekerja dan peningkatan kemahiran. Kelas matematika telah membantu lebih 12,000 anak prasekolah dan mendaki tuition program, sokong hampir 10,000 pelajar setiap tahun. Jadi kita mahu setiap anak Melayu percaya bahawa kejayaan itu dalam jangkauan mereka. Dalam bidang agama dan warisan, banyak juga kita telah capai dan kita akan terus berusaha untuk membawa umat Islam ke hadapan. Pentadbiran amla kini lebih mantap. Kita telah melancarkan wakaf masyarakat Singapura untuk menjamin kelestarian madrasah dan masjid kita. Dan yang paling membanggakan, Sekolah Pengajian Islam Singapura, SCIS, akan dibuka menjelang 2028. SCIS bukan hanya sekadar sekolah. Ia bakal melahirkan asatiza dan pemimpin sosial yang progresif yang bersedia membimbing umat Islam Singapura dalam dunia moden yang kompleks. Ini menjadikan Singapura satu contoh rujukan dalam pendidikan Islam yang maju dan inklusif. Saudara dan saudari, apabila kita melihat kemajuan kita bersama, kita boleh berbangga. Kita telah berbangkit dan maju bersama. Tetapi perjalanan ini belum selesai. Kita ingin melangkah ke hadapan dengan visi yang lebih mantap untuk menjadi masyarakat Melayu Islam yang yakin, yang berjaya dan yang bersatu. Dan dengan sokongan anda, pemerintah PAP akan terus komited untuk memperjuangkan masa depan anda. Kita akan terus maju. Jadi undilah pasukan PAP Punggol. Undilah demi masa depan masyarakat dan masa depan anak-anak kita. Good evening, friends from Punggol and fellow Singaporeans. I gave it some thought on how best to begin this speech without mentioning Task Force men. It was tough. I tell you, it was tough. I see your banners and posters here. But let's be honest, that's exactly what DPM Gan Kim Yong is. He undertakes the task and he delivers. That's him. That's the man I know for the last 20 years. That's how dependable he was. You don't need to chase him. You didn't need to remind him. You just needed to tell him once. And even for us MPs, we arrowed our anchor minister quite a bit. And he got things done. He makes the effort to go the extra mile. He looks for solutions. And even when there are policy constraints, he'd find a way. But more than that, he cared. Not in the showy headline-grabbing way, but in the quiet, steady way that really matters. Many of you will remember how he stepped up during COVID-19. He stepped up way before WP did. He stepped up. But the difference is that he is calm, he is steady, he is kind, he is reassuring. He didn't seek the spotlight, but he anchored the whole effort, guiding two younger ministers through one of the toughest moments in our history. One of them is now a Prime Minister who has since proven his mettle on leading Singapore. The other Minister, Ong Ye Kung, is now firmly leading the Ministry of Health. And that's leadership. Not just about managing crisis, but he also brings out the best in others. That is leadership, my friends. DPM Gan also brings something we talk about a lot, diversity in government leadership. He came from the private sector, a former CEO at Net Steel. Now, this diverse experience matters. I've seen him in cabinet, the clarity in which he understands business, the economy, and investors' concerns. He's played a key role in key projects like the Singapore-Johor SEZ, making sure that they are not just big announcements, but that they deliver real benefits, business opportunities, and progress for Singapore. But let me share something many may not know. DPM Gan is deeply respected within the Christian community. Yet, in all the years I've worked with him, he's never worn his faith on his sleeve in politics. That's the difference. He never imposed his belief on others. Instead, he's shown a deep commitment to all communities. He's quietly raised funds for causes in the Malay and Indian communities. He supported minority initiatives, never for credit, always out of belief in uniting people, in cohesion, and in what it means to be one people. And that's why I believe with full conviction that DPM Gan will serve Punggol with the same heart, with that same discipline, with the same desire to do what's right and not what's easy or what's popular. So if you're wondering who can tackle the big task ahead, rising costs, job security, community growth, this is your man. If you want a steady hand to guide this new team and this new GRC, then I say with deep sincerity, support DPM Gan Kim Yong. I've called him Chief as a nickname for 20 years. If I had to go into any battle in stormy weather or clear skies, I'd follow the Chief without hesitation, because I know DPM Gan will always put Singapore and Singaporeans first. So I thank you, everyone here, friends in Punggol. Majulah PAP, majulah Singapura!
Terima kasih, Encik Zaqy Mohamad. Undilah PAP, because we stand for action. Next, allow me to invite our old friend of Singapore, old friend of PAP, Mr. Lim Swee Say.
Dear residents of Punggol, my dear brothers and sisters from the labor movement, my fellow Singaporean, good evening. 亲爱榜额的居民们、同胞们，大家晚上好。我小孩子的时候，不时会坐一辆红色的巴士到澎湖来，在海边玩水、吃午餐，那是很多年前的事情了。你也是很好呀。看到今天的榜额，很让我感到很惊叹。榜额改变了，而且不只是改变，是翻天覆地的大改变。所以我很为你们高兴，也很为你们骄傲。其实，除了榜额之外，全新加坡多年来也是有大改变、大进步。我年轻的时候到英国念书，一到了英国学校里，英国人就问我 ，Lim， 当然是用英语啦，不是华语啦哦 ，Lim， 你从哪里来？啊 ，Lim， 日落地国来，日是地国来。我说新加坡，他们的回复是新加坡在哪里？没有听过。新加坡落地国没听过。我听了很失望。有一天，有一个英国的学生叫 John， 我还记他名字，问我一样的问题，我给他一样的答案。他听到我说我是新加坡来的，他说：“哦，新加坡。”我想喝水了。最终碰到一个英国人，知道新加坡在哪里，我很高兴。9个月后，夏天到了，学校放长假，学生们准备回家度假。John 看到我，他说 ：“Lim， 你什么时候要去日本？”我说：“我为什么要去日本？”他说：“日本不是你的家吗？新加坡不是在日本吗？”所以坦白说，1973年那个时候，全世界，包括英国，包括很多国家，没有听过新加坡，不知道新加坡在哪里，也不知道我们是一个怎样的国家。今天，不单只是英国，全球各地的国家，全球各地的人民，都懂得新加坡在哪里。更重要的是，全世界的国家，今天你拿新加坡的护照，我们都会受到欢迎的，因为新加坡的护照现在是世界全球的护照排名第1名。所以作为新加坡人，我们每一个人都可以引以为荣。我们今天的成就，不是老天送给我们的，而是我们多年来刻苦耐劳，现在可以说是苦尽甘来。我问你，新加坡人行不行？新加坡人的确是顶呱呱的。不过话要说回来，我们过去走了很多路，很多难走的路，放眼将来，还有很多更长、更难的路要走的。因为这个世界的大局面已经改变了，每况愈下，越来越混乱。在这个情况之下，如果我们新加坡要继续进步的话，有一个先决的条件，就是我们必须继续的把我们的经济做得越来越有竞争力，越来越能够增长。因为如果新加坡的经济失去了竞争力，我们的增长率放慢了，我们全国的人民都会一起穷下来。我不知道你，我是一个不认输的人。我以前在经济发展局做过事，所以我们很喜欢跟全球竞争，因为竞争就是新加坡的生存之道。多年来，我们是抓紧要如何在全球各地找那些条件最好的企业、领先的企业，把他们吸引到新加坡来投资。我们要的不是他们的钱，因为有些投资家把钱带来新加坡，钱生钱，这个我们不是太有兴趣。我们兴趣的是那些愿意把他们的最好的科技带到新加坡来，把他们全球的市场带到新加坡来，把他们的操作的能力带到新加坡来。这样，新加坡就有这个能力，有这个先进的制造业，有这个先进的服务业，我们就能够从新加坡提高我们国人的技能水平，提高我们的经济，提高我们的国际性，从新加坡出口到外国去，这样新加坡的经济就会越来越好。多年来我们做到了。其实严金勇部长今天过去几年这个重大的项目就是由他负责的，你知道吗？你知道吗？在2013年，不是2023年，2年前， 在严金勇的领导之下，我们吸引了超过120亿元的投资。去年我们吸引了135亿的投资。如果你不知道135亿有多大，我可以跟你算，它相等于每天严金勇和他的部下每天为新加坡吸引3700万的投资，而且这个投资都是顶呱呱的投资，高科技高技能水平。因此，新加坡多年来就通过这个外国的投资，吸引这个最顶尖的这个科技等等。问题就是这些好的项目，新加坡要，别的国家也要，所以这个竞争会越来越激烈。所以这次大选，我希望大家能够考虑到这一点。因为如果新加坡在未来5年、未来10年、未来20年，如果我们不能够在国际市场上有效的跟别的国家竞争，把最好的项目、最好的科技、最好的市场带到新加坡的话，我们的前途会越来越渺淡。所以这次大选，我希望大家能够考虑支持人民行动党。在大选之后，我希望我们的王群才总理他会有一个强有力的内阁。那么这个内阁很重要的，必须包括谁？严金勇。所以后天大选那天，我希望大家能够好好的用你手中神圣的一票，支持人民行动党，让我们的王群才总理有这个大力的人民的支持，大力的人民的委托，让他和他的内阁能够大力的照顾我们新加坡人，大力的把新加坡创向新的高峰。如果我们大家一起合作的话，一起努力的话，我相信新加坡会永远都是一个成功的国家。新加坡人永远是一个会被全球看得起的人民。所以兄弟姐妹们，我们一起前进吧，前进新加坡。My dear residents, my dear fellow Singaporeans, earlier in my Mandarin speech, I touched on the importance of attracting foreign direct investment. Because without foreign direct investment, Singapore would not have access to the leading edge technology, to the best market in the world. So all over the years, we've been working very hard to bring the best company, to bring the best project into Singapore. So far, we've succeeded. But we must understand, why did we succeed? After all, good projects, not just Singapore, all over the world, every country wants to have the same thing. So when I was at EDB, we talked a lot to our investor. We asked them, now, what are you looking for? And when they come to Singapore, we ask them, why did you decide on Singapore? Because we think it's important to understand this so that we can keep repeating our success. So once, a company wanted to put a very big investment, about $500 million somewhere in the world. Finally, they decided on Singapore. So our political leader asked the chairman of this company, can you please tell me, how did you come to decide on Singapore? And the gentleman said, well, my projects, I classified them as small, medium, and large. Small project, anywhere is fine. There must be at least 20, 30 countries or locations in the world. I can put them. It doesn't matter where. After all, small project. Medium-sized project, maybe only 10 or maybe 7, but never more than 10. But for an important project, a project that will affect the long-term survival of the company, not more than 5. And our leader asked, not more than 5. Then why is that Singapore, as a small country, why are we one of the 5? And in fact, we were the number 1 of the 5. And the chairman told our leaders, they said, I tell you very frankly, first, we asked, can this location, does it have the capability to do the work? He said, for Singapore, answer is yes. But many countries, all the 5 locations got a tick. Second, does Singapore have the capacity, the land, the water, the manpower, and so on, to enable to grow and to expand? He said, Singapore, tick yes. But to be frank, all the other 4 also got a tick. Then finally, come to the third tick. He said, this investment will take my company at least 10 years to reach full potential. At least 15 years to recover our investment. At least 20 years for us to make money. So in other words, the third tick we are looking for is whether this location has got policy stability, has got political stability. Because anywhere they went, whenever they change of government or the government become weaker, under pressure in the parliament, they start to change policy. All right, so that affects their long-term investment. And he told our political leader, he said, Singapore of the 5, come to the third tick. You rank number 1. So tonight, I want to appeal to you and to my fellow Singaporeans all over. This general election is not just about PAP versus Workers' Party and so on. 9 days will be over. But at the end of the 9 days, when the result is out, do we know our Prime Minister, Lawrence Wong, do we know what kind of mandate will he get from Singaporean? Will it be a strong mandate or will it be a weak mandate? Do we know who will be in his cabinet? Will Gan Kim Yong be there? Will many of our capable ministers, will they be in there? Or Prime Minister may have to form a new cabinet without some of his key left hand, right hand, and end up having no hand. I'm concerned because if our 4G leader doesn't receive a strong mandate of Singapore, the chairman that I talk about of this global company, in future, he and other chairmen of the world, when they decide to place their most important investment, first tick okay, second tick okay, came to the third tick, political stability, policy stability, what will happen? It may become our previous tick in the past, may become a question mark. And when it becomes a question mark, what will happen to Singaporean? What will happen to our job? What will happen to our future and so on? So, brothers and sisters, every G is important, but this one is especially important. It will determine our future, the future of our children, the future of grandchildren for the next 10, 15 years, and 20 years and beyond. It will determine whether Singapore will have a strong 4G leadership, and at the same time, whether Singapore will be able to nurture a strong 5G leadership. So all of us are in the same boat, and I appeal to you that tomorrow, cooling day, sit back, relax, and think through what is at stake. And hopefully, on the 3rd of May, hopefully, enough of us, more of us, the more the better, will decide to make the right choice so that we can march forward together. Majulah Singapura!
谢谢我们的老朋友林瑞生先生，林瑞生前部长。Next up, please join me to give the warmest welcome to Minister Indranee Rajah.
Good evening, Punggol. I am here this evening for the same reason you are, which is to support our PAP Punggol team. Now, previously at the Fullerton rally, I had said that opposition rallies generate more heat than light. Tonight is time to shed some light. Recently, WP, the Workers' Party, has been making a big hoo-ha about how, in Parliament, once they voted in favor of a constitutional amendment to make up the numbers. You know, for that constitutional amendment, it was straightforward. There was no reason for them not to have voted against it. It was not controversial, and they had every reason to vote in favor of it. But, there is another amendment. There's another amendment that they didn't tell you about. And I want to tell you about that today. These two amendments were the repeal of Section 377A and the constitutional amendment to introduce a new Article 156 to protect the definition of marriage as a union between man and woman against legal challenge. Now, let me just give you a bit of background on this so that you understand the issue and why it's important. For Section 377A, there was a time that we did not repeal it, but many requests were made, and eventually it was decided that now enough people have felt that the acts which under that section should not be a crime. Whether religiously, morally, you agree with them is a different thing, but it need not be a crime. But the other more significant thing was this. There was a risk that the court would strike down 377A in the future, and there was a then recent Court of Appeal judgment which hinted that in the event of a future constitutional challenge, Section 377A could be struck down. Now, if that were to happen, it would open up the definition of marriage as a union between man and woman to challenge, which could also have a knock-on effect on our social policies. So, the government moved to do two things. One, to repeal Section 377A, but two, to make a constitutional amendment to introduce a new article to protect the current definition of marriage as a union between man and woman against a legal challenge, but we also left open the door to allow future governments to amend the definition of marriage by simple majority so as not to unduly restrict or prevent future generations and a future government from deciding this issue. Now, when it came to voting, the PAP did not lift the whip. And as a result, the repeal and the amendments to the Constitution were carried. The Workers' Party, on the other hand, made a big deal of the fact that they were lifting their whip, and their voting was all over the place. On Section 377A repeal, 5 supported, 2 opposed. 1 was absent, but he said he was ill. Then on the constitutional amendment, 6 supported, 2 abstained, and they had 1 that was absent. Now, you need to understand the impact of this if the PAP had taken the same approach. Because under the WP approach, it was anybody can vote as they like. There was no leadership. There was no party position. It was a political calculation to be all things to all people. They certainly had many alternative voices, but no party position. And they had the luxury of voting this way only because the PAP had not lifted the whip and we carried the motions. Now, if the PAP had taken a similar approach and we had lifted the whip, and if the repeal and/or the amendments were not carried, this is what would have happened, or could have happened. Section 377A could have been struck down, and the current definition of marriage as a union between a man and a woman would have been at risk, open to legal challenge, with the possibility that it could be struck down. It would have led to polarization and a clash between the different groups, because this was an issue on which people have strong feelings and strong views. Some from a moral viewpoint, some from a religious viewpoint, whatever it is, but they had very strong views. And if we had not been able to carry these motions, you would have had that polarization. There would have been an adversarial process, and a social issue which should be decided by the people and Parliament would have ended up being decided by the courts instead. And that would have been very, very stressful and put a lot of strains on our society. The PAP's approach kept things in balance. It achieved a new equilibrium, and it took into account the views from both sides. It provided leadership, but most of all, it took courage. It took courage because there was a lot of pressure at that time from many sides. But we had to steer that course, and it would have been so easy to go the WP route, but we did not, because we believe in preserving our society, in having unity, taking into account everybody's considerations, but trying to create that space where we can all live together and have some accommodation. So I would ask those to whom these issues matter to reflect on this. When it came to the crunch, on a delicate and potentially very contentious matter, WP bailed. Political leadership requires courage, not expedience. And the PAP is a government that governs on principle, not expedience. Now, my second point. The Workers' Party started their campaign on a narrative that more alternative voices in Parliament were needed. It was presented as WP is needed as it's an either-or situation. In other words, if you vote opposition, you can have alternative voices. If you don't vote opposition, there will be no alternative voices. So, during the Fullerton rally, I pointed out that if it was a matter of having opposition alternative voices, that is already guaranteed under the Constitution, under the NMCP, the NCMP scheme, the non-constituency MP scheme. When asked by the media about this, Mr. Pritam Singh said, and I quote, "Only elected opposition MPs can pressure and push the government." Let's be very clear. The NCMPs have no voters, have no residents that they can solicit feedback from. They don't have an office under a block in the constituency where they have worked. Well, first thing, you notice how the argument shifted? At first it was, you need them because you need an alternative voice. When it was pointed out that the alternative voice is guaranteed, they then moved the argument to only elected MPs can pressure and push the government. But wow, if that is the case, then I wonder what NCMPs Mr. Leong Man Wai and Ms. Hazel Phua have been doing in Parliament these 5 years. They are both NCMPs. PSP says they have been very active in Parliament, but according to Mr. Singh, they, being NCMPs, if you take his argument to its logical conclusion, they have no voters and no residents to solicit feedback from. So I wonder how they have been raising all the things they say is based on ground feedback. And they don't have an office under a block in the constituency where they're active. I didn't know that you actually need an office under a block in a constituency in order to raise feedback. How did they manage to raise questions in Parliament and bring motions in Parliament? I'm sure it must be disheartening for PSP to learn that all their efforts over these past 5 years do not qualify as pressuring and pushing the government. And NCMPs, by the way, are also elected. It's just that they are elected by the minority of votes. And of course, you have to wonder why, if what Mr. Singh says is correct, why is it that the Workers' Party was only too happy to accept NCMP positions before they became elected constituency MPs? Ms. Sylvia Lim, NCMP in 2006, Mr. Yee Zhenjiang, Mr. Gerald Giam, all NCMPs. They had no residents and no voters then. I wonder how they managed to raise issues. And I'm surprised to learn that all the time that they were NCMPs, they were not pushing or pressuring government, and only their parliamentary colleagues with constituency seats were. So I ask you, Punggol, I ask you that when Workers' Party makes these smooth statements, examine them. Examine them because when you probe deeper, when you look at what they say, you may find that they don't hold up. And tomorrow, cooling off day, take that time. I'm not saying to you how you should vote, but I'm saying look at what they say very carefully because they don't always hold up to scrutiny. Now the last point I want to make, and I will be quick on this, but it is an important point. Gan Kim Yong. I became MP the same year as Gan Kim Yong in 2001, so he's my batchmate, and I know him well. I have been very dismayed by the personal attacks made on him by another party. And I just want to say this. Mr. Gan Kim Yong was the health minister at the height of COVID. At that time, in our darkest hour of the pandemic, he was the one who was there with a steady hand steering MOH and steering the country through all the medical aspects of it. And please don't get me wrong, because I know that there were many other people involved in helping to battle the pandemic. But unlike some others, Mr. Gan Kim Yong doesn't claim credit for everything. With all that burden on his shoulders at that time, he was the one who in cabinet explained quietly and carefully the things that needed to be done. The first time he used the term social distancing, I had no idea what that meant. And he explained it, the consequences of it, what we would have to do. Under him, our Ministry of Health was able to secure vaccines early, before many other countries were able to. Under his guidance, we made sure we had protective equipment for our medical workers. And many of you would have had vaccines. You would have had your parents, your grandparents who needed vaccines, who needed help. And many of you had appeals which you sent to your MPs. And the difficult appeals we sent to him. And he helped. So that is why I find it necessary to be here today to support him. He's not flashy. He doesn't give you smooth words. He's not glib. He doesn't say all sorts of things that sound good and don't mean a lot. But he gets things done. So, Punggol, I'm going to ask you, who is the task force man? Who is the man who should be leading PAP Punggol GRC? Who should be the team that is for the Punggol GRC? It is our team, PAP. So, when Saturday comes, you know who to vote for. Majula PAP, Majula Singapura.
Minister Indranee for the inspiring speech for PAP for Punggol. Next up, I need your full attention. I need your full attention because our special guest of honor, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong. Welcome, welcome, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong to Punggol GRC. Thank you, Prime Minister. Punggol, are you ready? Are you ready? DPM Gan Kim Yong!
Residents and friends of Punggol, it's me again. Nine days ago, my coming to Punggol took many by surprise. When Prime Minister approached me with this task, I readily accepted the challenge. Why? Why? Because I fully supported his intentions to have someone senior to take Senior Minister Teo's place when he retires, so that we can continue to take into account the voices of the people of Punggol. Over the last 9 days, I've seen for myself how amazing Punggol is. Punggol is now one of the most sought-after residential areas. You have one of the most enviable networks of green spaces and parks where families can gather and play. Coney Island, just a stone throw away. Punggol Waterway Park has become a national icon with amenities such as the picnic areas, gardens and waterways winding through the HDB estates. Nowhere else in Singapore can proud homeowners enjoy this kind of waterfront living. The Punggol Digital District, the PDD, has created over 28,000 jobs and continues to be a testbed for new and emerging technologies. It is where students, businesses, and the community come together to work, live, and play. And all this did not happen by accident. It was the product of 15 to 20 years of hard work by the PAP government. This was the vision of 2 prime ministers and many ministers of national development that worked together to create this vision for Punggol. In my walkabouts over the last few days, I've also witnessed many good local initiatives benefiting our community. We expanded childcare and infant care places across Punggol. More than 14 childcare centers have opened since 2020, adding more than 3,000 infant and childcare places. And we are looking forward to 7 more to be opened. Youth and seniors have also benefited from many initiatives started by Wan Ling, like the Positivity Pizza movement and the free health talks at our coffee shops. Residents told me they love the amenities at One Punggol, which Janil oversees. You also enjoy the many recreational spaces like the linear parks and rooftop gardens, with more to come. And you have the biggest public library in the whole of Singapore. Residents of Punggol, I'm deeply honored to be part of this team that has done so much for Punggol over the years, and I hope this good work will not go to waste. But there is certain more that we can do together to make Punggol an even better place to work, live, and play. And I have some ideas where we can start. I spoke about some areas that we will continue to improve during my earlier rally speech. And over the past week, I've met many more of you to hear your feedback. First, on North Shore. This is the newest estate in the Punggol town. Residents raised concerns about estate management and cleanliness and bus connectivity, as well as BTO-related issues. We take estate management very seriously, and if elected, we will work hard to resolve these issues. That is our promise. I have announced earlier that if we are given the chance to continue serving here, Xueling will chair the new Punggol Town Council to oversee this effort. And you can look at Xueling's record in managing Punggol West. I'm confident that she will be an effective and excellent chairman for the town council. As a start, Xueling told me that he has already followed up with the Pasir Ris Town Council chairman to set up a committee for the handover from the Pasir Ris Punggol Town Council. This is necessary. This is necessary because Punggol and Pasir Ris are now 2 different GRCs. This will allow us to hit the ground running after the election. Of course, our town council will not just look after North Shore, but the whole of Punggol. One area that we will prioritize is to build more covered linkways in Punggol. Residents have consistently shared with me that they would like to see a more comprehensive network of covered linkways so that it is more convenient for Punggol residents to commute from one point to another, especially during bad weather. One particular request is to provide sheltered linkway for our young students, such as at the North Shore Primary School, which I visited just a few days ago. I assure you that this is something we will focus on. We will work with the new town council and relevant agencies to draw up a comprehensive plan for our connectivity as well as our covered linkway so that we can help you to be as connected as possible while protecting you from the weather. We will also ramp up our public transport. We are making good progress with the new Punggol Coast MRT station and 6 bus routes which we recently introduced and enhanced. In the next few months, we will open the new Punggol Coast bus interchange and launch 2-car LRTs to reduce congestion. We are developing the Cross Island Line to better connect residents to hubs like Jurong and Changi. Punggol is still growing, and as Punggol continues to develop, we will study how to serve our town better with improved amenities, connectivity, and safety. Some of you also worry about the frequent turnover of food stalls, especially in the North Shore Plaza, and share that you would like to see more retail and F&B outlets and options in your neighborhood. The upcoming Punggol Coast Hawker Centre opening in July will provide more options for you. We also have community initiatives such as the half-price grocery shopping and monthly meal voucher for the lower-income families. We have also provided support for Singaporeans in general, such as the CDC vouchers and the SG60 vouchers. Singaporeans can receive $800 in CDC vouchers for FY 2025 and either $600 or $800 in SG60 vouchers. A family of 4 with 2 elderly aged above 60 and 2 younger adult children will receive 3,600 of CDC and SG60 vouchers in total. In Choa Chu Kang, I work with community partners to launch vending machines across HDB blocks selling $3 pre-cooked meals, pre-packed meals, and we will explore this solution here in time to come. These are just some of the feedback I received over the past 9 days. I will continue to engage you on the issues that matters to you. But Punggol is not just about the hardware. It is also about the hardware, the people, and the spirit. I used to hold events in parks and gardens for community bonding. For instance, we would have music, we would have performances to showcase our local baskets, and we also have farmers markets to support our local farmers. Punggol has much more community spaces that can be used. You have parks and greens and gardens, and we will explore how we can rekindle the Punggol Kampong spirit. As part of our Kampong spirit, we must also remember those around us who are more needy and needs more help. A few days ago, I visited the Lighthouse. This is a space dedicated to supporting the personal growth and mental well-being of our youths and young adults. Xueling and her community leaders have built this up from scratch. Both the children and volunteers shared with me how much they enjoy the programs and activities there. I also visited a fresh produce distribution program. Volunteers have been hard at work ensuring that the good quality groceries produce is available to our residents at no cost. About 400 families benefited from this initiative every month. At the end of the day, I believe the best way to help those in need is to secure for them good jobs. Wan Ling has been actively championing workers' issues in Parliament and bringing job fairs to Punggol residents. Nationally, we are also doing all we can to help Singaporeans. As Minister of Trade and Industry for the past 4 years, I am driving the efforts to grow our economy, help our businesses, and provide better jobs for Singaporeans. It has not been easy surviving the COVID-19 pandemic, weathering a period of high inflation and global supply chain disruptions, and now the most recent US tariffs. We have set up the Singapore Economic Resilience Task Force to help our businesses adjust and adapt quickly and prepare our workers for jobs of the future. We will double down on reskilling and upskilling initiatives and give the vulnerable more support to bounce back quickly. We want to do more to support our Punggol families. Some of you worry because you have elderly parents to take care of. This is a concern that many Singaporeans have, especially among our younger families. We know this, and you are not alone. We will work with you, and we want to strengthen more support for our caregivers. These may take some time to implement, but if elected, I promise to further explore how we can give our seniors and caregivers greater support and greater peace of mind. Let me end on a personal note. I know some have been whispering on the ground, Gan Kim Yong already 66. And he's DPM and task force man. He has to look after our economy and trade. So where got time for Punggol residents? Let me say this. I've been in politics for almost 25 years now. Since I started in 2001, my first priority has always been my residents. I can only be a minister if I am an MP. So being your MP is my first priority. Yes, I'm task force man. I have many tasks, but none more important than the task of looking after you. I am task force man for Punggol. I hope you will give me and my team an opportunity to serve you for another 5 years. We will work as a team to take care of Punggol and every one of you. Let me say a few words in Mandarin. 亲爱的榜儿居民们，亲爱的新加坡同胞，大家好。9天前我来到榜儿的时候，很多人都感到意外。当总理找我谈这项任务的时候呢，他告诉我，他希望有一位资深的内阁成员能够接替张之贤国务资政，继续守护榜儿，继续为大家发声。我完全同意他的看法，所以我就接受了这个任务。在过去的9天里面，我亲自走访榜儿许多的地方，亲眼见证这个新政的活力，也感受到居民们的热情和信任。今年的榜儿已经是全新加坡最受欢迎的住宅区之一。但是这一切也不是理所当然的，而是人民行动党政府在过去几十年里面一步一脚印、日复一日的努力耕耘，与居民一起携手合作，一点一滴建设出来的成果。我希望我们大家能够接手我们努力得来的这一切的成果。或许有人会问，严金勇，你已经66岁了，又是副总理，还要管理经济和国际的事务，哪里还有时间来照顾我们的榜儿居民呢？我的回答很简单，从2001年踏入政坛以来，已经快25年了。这25年来的每一天，我始终都记得一件事：居民的需要永远排在第一位。当好一名议员，是我最初的承诺，也是我始终不变的初衷。最近，王群才总理说我是攻坚队长，英文叫做 Task Force Man。什么是攻坚队长呢？讲得直接一点，就是哪里有需要我就去哪里。过去的25年，无论是全球金融危机，还是新冠疫情，有需要的时候我就去那里。我很庆幸能够和许许多多的新加坡人并肩作战。今天，总理觉得榜儿有需要，我就去榜儿。无论什么压力，我都不必怕。年轻的榜儿居民，这是一个追梦的时代。我也曾经年轻过，和你们一样有梦想、有热血、有不甘平凡的心。我也知道年轻的家庭面对上有老、下有小的压力，要工作、要照顾家庭，真的是不容易。但你们不是孤单的。我将会用我所有的力量来支持你们，守护你们，陪你们一起走下去。我希望我们能够在这条路上并肩而行，一起奋斗，一起追求，不言不弃。接下来的日子，我希望继续担任大家的攻坚队长，为新加坡服务，为榜儿服务，尽量解决大家生活上的困难，迈向前面。我不是一个多话的人，我比较爱实实在在的来做事。我相信，信任不是凭口说的， 而是做出来的。我不靠空声来博掌声，只希望能够用行动赢得各位的信任。我要特别感谢我的团队，他们都是非常称职的议员，我也很荣幸能和他们站在一起，为榜二的居民争取继续服务的机会。榜二的居民们，我是严金勇，我来不是为了荣耀，是为了守护家园。我来不是为了交差，是为了与你并肩而行。感谢大家这些日子给我的鼓励，也感谢你们一直以来对人民行动党的信任。这个星期六，5月3号，我们就要做出选择。现在。现在，新加坡面临一个重要的关头，这是一个非常重要的选择。选择谁能和你一起面对挑战，谁能在你需要的帮助的时候，在那里帮助你。请把你的一票投给人民行动党。让我们携手同行，建造更美好的榜儿。建立一个更坚强的新加坡。谢谢。Friends and residents in Punggol, in 2 days' time, you will cast your vote to decide who should serve you and who you want to represent you in Parliament and in government. The stakes are high. The stakes are high because this GE is about you, your welfare, your job, your family, your future. You will have to decide who can best take Singapore forward, who will steer Singapore through these uncharted waters ahead of us, who can represent Singapore on international stage and fly our flag high. Who do you trust to take care of you and your loved ones? I may be new to this town, but I'm no stranger to crisis. I'm no stranger to service. And now, I am no stranger to you. I'm here in Punggol, and I'm here to stay. I'm here to carry on and build on the good work of SM, Teo, and the current Punggol team. They have done what they have done for you. With your vote and your support, I will not stop serving Punggol and its residents. And with your vote and your support, I will continue to fight for your interest, for Punggol's interest, and for Singapore's interest. For as long as I'm here, I will serve with all that I have. I hope to win your trust. Please give my team and I the opportunity to work for you and to work with you. Together, we can build a caring, inclusive, and vibrant Punggol. Vote for me and my team. Vote for PAP. Thank you.
Thank you, DPM too. Sorry. Thank you, DPM Gan, for the inspiring speech. He's here to stay for Punggol. He's our task force man who never said die. Next up, please join me to welcome Miss Xueling.
My dear residents, my dear children, thank you for joining me for tonight's rally. A few nights ago, while I was walking in North Shore Plaza, a mother and her teenage daughter came up to me. They said they do not live here. They have traveled here far from where they live in the West to come and see me. They would like to take a picture with me, they said. I happily obliged. I asked the young lady how she was. When she heard that, her face crumpled and tears started rolling down her face. She said, I read your Facebook post, Miss Soon, about how you were bullied in school, and I needed to come and see you. Oh, my darling girl, I said to her, I see you. She burst out into more tears. I put my arms around her. We took a picture together, tears rolling down both our faces. I don't know how this young lady had suffered. She said she would write to me, but pain sometimes transcends words. And when kindred spirits meet, sometimes words are not needed. In the midst of COVID-19, I had started a project with a group of youth. It was called Project It Will Be Alright. Amidst the fear and the uncertainty of COVID-19, we rallied youths together to share their mental well-being challenges. A total of 200 entries were received, and we compared notes on where and how to seek help. It taught me the importance of opening channels of communication and respecting the experience of each and every person. As an MP in Punggol West, I pay close attention to the needs of my residents. I listen to them. I hear them when they speak. I listen with my heart. They are worried about the cost of bringing up children. They try to balance work responsibilities while taking care of young children. And ever since I became an MP in 2015, I started out as a backbencher. I have actively championed the interests of young families. When I heard about escalating infant milk formula prices in 2017, I did a market study. I filed an adjournment motion to have the topic discussed in Parliament. This led to the setting up of an infant milk formula task force, and this subsequently led to the tightening of labeling rules and the introduction of lower-priced house brands which are affordable but similarly nutritious for babies. Young families also spoke to me about the wait for preschool places and concerns over preschool costs. After I took office at the Ministry of Social and Family Development, I actively worked on policies to increase preschool capacity and lower preschool costs. In the last 5 years, we have added about 520 infant care and 2,600 childcare places in Punggol. Looking forward to the next 5 years, we will add about 370 infant care places and more than 2,100 childcare places. And very importantly, our friends in North Shore. 260 of these infant care places and more than 1,500 of these childcare places will be in North Shore. I have also announced repeated fee decreases in childcare fees in the past few years. I know more will need to be done to address the needs of young families. In December 2024, I launched a child-minding pilot for infants, and at the same time, we put in place extended paternity leave and shared parental leave for young families starting April 2025. Taken together, these policies are meant to provide more help for young parents with an infant. Recently, DPM Gan has shared that he intends to appoint me as the Town Council Chairman to look after Punggol GRC should he have the residents' support. He has shared his views about why he thinks I'm suited for the job. My dear residents, when I first came to Punggol West, I had a challenging task. I remember when I was pregnant in 2016, at the same time in Punggol West, 37 of our HDB blocks had faulty lifts. The lifts kept breaking down. I was pregnant then, I did many engagement sessions, and the last engagement session I did with my residents was 5 days away, 5 days before I delivered my child, at 38 weeks and 2 days. I like to think that the delivery of my child was particularly quick and smooth because I had to climb many stairs since the lifts were not working. Of course, all that sounds quite funny only on hindsight. Initially, we thought the lifts were breaking down because of the amount of renovation and moving that was happening in the new blocks. But subsequently, after I raised it repeatedly with the Ministry of National Development and we had several meetings together with the lift contractor, did we realize that there were design and programming issues with the lifts. Suffice to say, the foreign lift contractor was blacklisted for 2 years. And as a small country, we realized we needed more lift technicians. And that was one of the reasons that led to a progressive wage model being structured for lift technicians. So, my dear residents, what I want to say to you is that I hear you, I see you, I listen to you when you share your feedback with me. I do not just raise questions in Parliament. As a political office holder, it is my responsibility to present solutions. And this is what I do with the civil service and with stakeholders. So you are safe with us. You are safe with the PAP Punggol team. We will not only listen to you, we will speak up for you, but also take action to create a better life for you. We are a party of action. We are the People's Action Party. 亲爱的居民朋友们，这次的选举，我听到了大家的声音，无论是赞扬还是批评，我都认真倾听。赞扬是对我们过去工作的肯定，我非常感谢。批评提醒我们哪里做得不够好，以后应该怎么做得更好，我也非常感谢。在过去的5年里，我每周有4、5天都会来榜鹅，倾听大家的心声。但是在倾听反馈后，我们不仅应该只为人民发声， 我们更应该让好事发生。这5年里，我挨家挨户做了157次家访，了解居民的反馈，还做了27次的社区巡视，解决一些社区的问题。我还会另外找时间去探访特别有需要的家庭。我还会通过接见选民活动以及电子邮件的方式，每月处理几百位居民的生活难题。有些问题，如果居民朋友们觉得很重要、很紧迫，我不会只是向政府提出意见，等政府来解决，而是自己组织团队，调动资源解决问题。例如，在冠病疫情期间，如果大家还记得，当时口罩非常短缺，不仅是新加坡短缺，全世界都短缺。当时有的年轻家庭向我反馈，市场上没有儿童口罩。我于是就找到了一位会缝纫的居民，开始在家里自己缝制口罩。第一批我们做出了300个口罩，很快就送完了。孩子们也特别喜欢口罩上的图案。之后，我把这个爱心缝制口罩的活动推广到全国，组织居民们一起动手，一共自制了50多万个可以循环使用的口罩，免费送给了很多有需要的社群。这些事情不是政府让我们做的，而是看到居民有需要的时候，我们就立刻行动起来，尽最大努力解决问题。我知道大家都很关注生活成本的问题，同样，我没有只是向政府提意见，等着政府解决。这些年，我做了很多事情。在2019年，我向国会反映婴儿奶粉价格过高，并促成了超市引进更多价格合理、营养同样好的婴儿奶粉。在2019年，我看到我们的育儿中心不足，于是我推动政府增加育儿中心。这5年来，榜额已经增加了520个婴儿托育名额，以及2600个幼儿托育名额。同时，我还屡次降低育儿中心的学费。在2021年，我和团队在榜额发起了半价购物活动。我们自己联系慈善机构，召集义工团队，自己筹款搭棚子、铺地板、摆摊位。现在我们的社区每2个月都有半价购物活动，每次让500名居民受益。在2023年，我们把之前的集装箱图书馆扩建成现在的 Lighthouse， 为孩子们提供免费的课程。居民朋友们，难道这些不是对生活成本和教育成本的方法来解决问题吗？我们是不是只是等政府来解决问题？不是的，我和我的团队自己在社区发起了这些活动。居民朋友们，面对问题的时候，我们不会怨天尤人、自暴自弃，而是迎难而上，自强不息。榜额的居民朋友们，有时我也会和你一样，有时我也会觉得生活中有的地方不够完美，有时候我也想抱怨，但是我会提醒自己，抱怨无法解决问题，一时的冲动可能会导致问题更糟。我很喜欢一个成语，宁静致远。什么意思呢？就是为了实现长远的目标， 我们需要一颗宁静的心，我们需要一个冷静的头脑。只有理性的看待问题，务实的解决问题，我们才能走得更远。面对很多问题，我们都应该抱着宁静致远的心态，积极的应对，而不是感情用事。不要让抱怨和愤怒占据了我们的内心。榜鹅的居民朋友们，我了解新兴的榜鹅社区还有很多不完美的地方，您的声音我听到了，副总理听到了，我们的团队都听到了。榜鹅的居民朋友们，我可以向大家保证，既然我来到了榜鹅集选区，我愿意为榜鹅的每一位居民分忧解难。我不仅只为人民发声，也会让好事发生。请选择人民行动党，榜鹅的未来一定会更有希望。谢谢大家。
谢谢孙雪玲部长给我们带来美好的憧憬，榜鹅一定会更好。Now, let's listen, follow the heart. Be clear to welcome Prime Minister Mr. Lawrence Wong.
Residents of Punggol, fellow Singaporeans, good evening. Salam sejahtera. Malai vanakkam. 大家晚上好。We have reached the last day of our campaign, and I'm so happy to do the PAP's final rally of this campaign right here in Punggol with all of you. And with our PAP team for Punggol. Let me say a few words in Malay, and then I'll do Mandarin, and I continue in English after that. Saudara-saudari sekalian, hari ini ialah hari terakhir kempen. Esok ialah hari bertenang atau cooling off day. Ada beberapa perkara yang saya mahu anda fikirkan. Saya berpeluang untuk berkhidmat sebagai Perdana Menteri anda sepanjang tahun lalu. Saya telah berikan segalanya demi anda, demi keluarga anda, dan demi negara kita. Saya juga telah berusaha keras untuk menangani isu-isu yang dekat pada diri anda, seperti kos sara hidup, penjagaan, kesihatan, dan banyak lagi. Dan kami ada rancangan untuk melakukan lebih banyak lagi. Tetapi yang paling saya hargai ialah saat-saat yang telah kita kongsi bersama sepanjang tahun ini, melawat anda di kawasan kejiranan anda, berbincang dan mendengar pandangan anda semasa sesi dialog dan sesi town hall. Kerana bagi saya, setiap pandangan itu penting. Setiap rakyat Singapura itu penting. Anda penting. Saya baru sahaja memulakan tugas ini. Saya dan pasukan saya berharap kami dapat lakukan lebih banyak lagi bersama-sama anda semua. Maka itu saya mohon agar anda memberi peluang kepada saya dan pasukan saya untuk berusaha sebaik mungkin untuk anda. Saya akan terus melipat gandakan usaha, berinteraksi dan mendengar, membuka ruang kepada anda untuk mencapai pelbagai aspirasi anda dan menjadikan Singapura tempat tinggal yang lebih baik, lebih adil dan lebih inklusif untuk semua. Undilah PAP! 亲爱的同胞，大家晚上好。我们已经来到竞选活动的最后一天。过去9天，人民行动党候选人走到新加坡每个角落，我们日夜不停，挨家挨户的拜访居民，在大街小巷与你见面。我们尊重每一个新加坡人。 要为全体人民服务。我们细心地听取你的心声、你的烦恼、你的愿望。我们要与大家一起解决问题，一起实现愿望和梦想。 明天是冷静日，我预请大家冷静的思考，细心的分析，小心的决定，2天后做出的你的选择。今晚我要说一说我的想法，让大家参考。这1年来，我非常荣幸能够担任总理，为人民效劳。 这是非常忙碌的1年，但是我忙得很有意义。我不觉得累，是因为我牢牢记住我自己许下的承诺。我在就职典礼上说，我将全心全力帮助新加坡人实现梦想。 过去1年，我每天在想的，每天在做的，都是要让大家梦想成真。我也知道大家操心的是什么，也时时刻刻都在想办法。我要帮助你们减轻烦恼，减轻生活的负担。 我知道自己责任重大，也决心尽自己最大的努力，照顾每一位新加坡人，每一个家庭。我也正在加倍努力去解决各种大家关心的民生课题、民生问题。我知道大家最担心是生活费的上涨，因此我们迅速行动，对症下药。 提供了各种各样的帮助，更多的措施还在前头，将在未来几个月陆续推出。除了生活费，我们也让新加坡人安心的生儿育女，有个温馨的家庭。因此，我们增加了父母共用的产假，也为多子女的家庭提供更多的帮助。 在孩子教育方面，我们不断改善制度，减少孩子的压力，也减少父母亲的压力，开辟了更多升学的路径，为孩子提供更多选择，更多走向成功的道路。而我们也尽力帮助国人加强就业的能力，准备在未来提供更多培训和提升技能的机会。 在住屋方面，我们也确保国人买得起，也买得到主屋。我们也已经加速建造 BTO 主屋，并且采用了新的主屋分类制。近年来，在帮助人民方面，我们做了很多。 但是肯定还做得不多，还能够做得不够，所以在未来我们一定会做得更多更好。过去1年，我最珍惜的是跟大家相处的时光。我走到全岛的每一个角落，每一个邻区。您在说话的时候，我用心的听，您的烦恼、您的意见，我都记在心里。对我来说，每一个新生，每一位新加坡人都同样重要。我1年前出任总理，6个月前出任行动党的秘书长。我刚刚起步，还有很多计划要开展。为了实现这些计划，我个人的力量当然是不足够，我需要一个能干的团队帮助我。所以今晚我恳请新加坡人给我和我的团队一个机会，一个为你们全力以赴的机会。我向大家保证，我们一定会加倍努力，与民众坦诚沟通，尊重不同的意见，开拓更大的空间，让大家参与探讨国家大事，使新加坡成为一个更美好、更公正、更加包容的社会。我恳请大家支持我，支持我的团队，以你为伴，勇往向前。请投票支持人民行动党。Friends, residents, fellow Singaporeans, once again, it's good to be here, right here on this last day of our campaign. We've worked hard over the last 9 days. PAP candidates have been walking all over the island, knocking on doors, meeting Singaporeans where you are, in coffee shops, markets, town centers. We hear you. We listen to you, we know your concerns, and we thank you for your words of encouragement and support. Thank you very much. I want to first give a shout out to our PAP team in Punggol. You heard them just now. They are led by Gan Kim Yong, Singapore's task force man. You've got Janil, Xueling, who's going to be your new town council chairman if elected. And Wan Ling. The three of them have been here for some time, so you are familiar with them. You know them. You have grown up with them. Your children have grown up with them for some time. So you are in steady and experienced hands. This is a strong team who will take good care of you in Punggol. Please support the PAP team. Thank you. Over the last 9 days, you would have heard different arguments and views put forth by various political parties. In a campaign, emotions get heated up, and I hope things will calm down as we go into cooling off day tomorrow. Then we can all take a step back from the heat of the elections and consider what really matters. And I ask all Singaporeans here in Punggol and everywhere in our island to consider, who do you trust to serve you and your families? The party matters, the people you choose matter. They matter because they are the ones who will be the first to respond to municipal issues. The opposition says that national upgrading programs are now extended all over the island, which is so. But that is only the baseline, the minimum. Don't settle for the minimum. You can do better than that. A good team and a good team led by the PAP can make a difference. We can come up with innovative solutions. We can customize initiatives according to your needs. And we can make things better, like what we have done right here in Punggol. You look at all you have here now in Punggol today. Yes, some of it was due to national planning and national programs, but it's not only that. It's because successive generations of PAP teams have carefully tended to your needs and worked hard to make this a better home for everyone. And this work had started even before some of you moved here. So I hope Punggol residents in this coming election and on Saturday will consider carefully. You know the PAP team well. They have shared their plans with you. Xueling, as I said just now, will be the town council chairman if elected. As you know, she is a first-rate organizer, a mobilizer who can connect well with you and will understand your needs. I'm sure she will be an excellent town council chair. Gan Kim Yong will helm the new North Shore Division. I think he's already told residents that. But he will also provide overall leadership for the GRC like Teo Chee Hean did before. Chee Hean is here. He told me he can have peace of mind as he retires, knowing that there is a good and strong team being fielded here. And he hopes that residents of Punggol will have peace of mind by choosing the PAP team. So I hope all residents will give yourselves and your families peace of mind. The PAP team is ready to serve all of you, and I have every confidence that they will make Punggol an even better home for all of you. Please support PAP Punggol. Thank you. Besides serving in your constituency, the people you select will also serve as leaders. It's not just to represent you in your constituency, but they will also serve as leaders in parliament and in government. And here, residents have to choose carefully. And I know there is some tension in the minds of some Singaporeans. Because on the one hand, some Singaporeans say they would like to have more alternative voices in Parliament to serve as a check and balance on the PAP. Yeah, now I understand why some people would feel that way, but in fact, you can be assured that there will be alternative voices in Parliament. After all, the Workers' Party, one of its candidates himself said that the Workers' Party now has safe seats. So with their safe seats, there will be Workers' Party presence in Parliament. Furthermore, in this election, we have multiple hotly contested seats, GRCs and singles. Not just here in Punggol, but in other places too, in other parts of Singapore. Some may well make a breakthrough, I don't know, but if they do, they will add to the opposition presence in the next Parliament. So that's for those who think that they would like to have more alternative voices in Parliament. On the other hand, the GRCs are helmed by experienced ministers, and they include new PAP candidates who could be your future leaders. Why is this important? Let me explain. If you look at my team today already, 4 experienced members, I'm talking about the senior ministers, have stepped down already. One is Taman, President Taman, he stepped down earlier in the term, and now Teo Chee Hian, Heng Swee Keat, Ng Hen. There are others, of course, but I'm talking about the more experienced and senior ministers. That's 4. I have made a great effort to bring in new blood in this election, to refresh and rejuvenate the team. But the new faces will take time to develop and grow before they can take on leadership positions. This is the same for all of us. When I came in 2011, I had to take time before I took on ministerial roles. Now, what happens if we were to lose a few ministers in this election? And we're not just talking 1 or 2, but possibly 3 or 4. Remember, I said 4 had already stepped down. If I lose another 4 in this election, that's 8 ministers. The opposition says, don't worry. The Workers' Party team can do the same job at a cheaper price. But you know that cannot be true. The minister would have accrued years of policy-making experience, ground engagements, as well as building personal relationships with foreign counterparts. Relationships that take time to build, trust that takes time to forge. How would any new backbencher be able to come in immediately and do the work at the same level? It's not possible. Or you think about team sports like football. In football, if the members of the starting 11, your first 11, if some key members are unable to play, what happens? Well, the coach says, never mind, I've got some backups, I've got substitutes. Yes, you have substitutes. You may even have a super sub. But remember, I said 4 already stepped down. Another 4, if we were to lose another 4, that's 8 people. How many substitutes can you have? And everyone knows that even if you have substitutes, even if you have good substitutes, the team cannot function at the same level. It's true in football, it's the same in any organization, and it will be the same for my team. So to all voters all over Singapore, to voters here in Punggol, I would put the issue to you squarely to consider very seriously, because the stakes are high. If you vote for the opposition, sure, you will get more alternative voices in Parliament. But you will also weaken me and my team. You will weaken our ability to serve you. Ultimately, you will weaken ourselves, Singaporeans, at a time when Singapore is facing a very serious and growing challenge. But if you vote for the PAP, you will not get the contrarian voice that the opposition will surely make in Parliament, although you can be assured there will still be opposition presence in Parliament, like I said. But you will get a dedicated and experienced team to serve you and your family. This team will speak up for you in Parliament. They will represent you. And importantly, you will have capable leaders in government who will help steer Singapore safely through this storm and take our country forward. So that's the key choice that Singaporeans and voters will have to consider, each and every one. I know it's not an easy decision to make, but that's your privilege as a citizen of Singapore. You decide on the future of our country. That's how democracy works. You decide on the future of Singapore. Some of you may ask, how should I consider? What will my considerations be based on? How will I decide? Everyone will have their own perspectives and views. I would suggest you consider carefully the character of the individuals you choose. Are they honest, truthful, upfront and upright people? Do you trust that they will always put Singapore's interests first, above all else, the interests of Singapore and Singaporeans? Do you trust that they will uphold the fundamental ideals that we all cherish here in Singapore? So ask yourself these questions and consider carefully. I believe a lot comes down to character. Character matters, and I can personally vouch for the character of Gan Kim Yong. Here is a person who has served Singapore all his life. He's a servant leader, steady, sincere, with a heart for our people. And now with a heart for all of you in Punggol. Kim Yong is not alone. The others in the Punggol team, as all of you know, because you are familiar with them, they are people you know, people you trust. They are committed, capable, and they are here to serve you. So look at the individuals carefully, consider their character, and I say to all voters in Punggol, please give our PAP team your full support. Friends and fellow Singaporeans, over the last 60 years, you have trusted the PAP to build Singapore with you. The PAP has walked this journey with you all this while. The opposition parties say they don't want to form the government. Whose responsibility is that? It's the PAP. The PAP does the heavy lifting. The PAP's job. It's not mine. They want more seats, but not more responsibility. But the PAP has carried this responsibility, and we have walked this journey together with all of you these last 60 years and more. And this journey together has been a journey of faith. Because Singapore began with nothing. We had not enough water, no natural resources, no hinterland. We only had a people with different races, language and religions, diverse but bound together by a shared conviction. A conviction that we could build something together, that we could build something better if we did it together. And so many people said that we couldn't make it, but we did. We made this happen. In one generation, we went from mudflats to metropolis. From struggling for survival to standing tall in the world. And look, it's not because we got lucky or somehow we struck lottery. It's simply because we stood as one people and we never gave up. We dared to dream big and we worked hard to make our dreams come true. And along the way, we forged something special here in Singapore. It's not just a successful country, it's a harmonious, inclusive society and a strong and united people. That's the Singapore spirit. That is what got us here. Now the world has changed, and what we relied on in the past is no longer guaranteed. You can see it around us. The major powers are clashing, tensions are rising, trade barriers are going up, global rules are breaking down. So we cannot stand still. Our next chapter of the Singapore story will not write itself. We must write it together. And that's why I stepped forward to serve as your Prime Minister. It's not because I have all the answers, but because I love my country and I want to do my best for you, my fellow Singaporeans. I believe that our best chapters lie ahead of us. And if we have the courage to renew ourselves, the humility to listen, and the strength to stay united, we will prevail and we will forge a brighter future. That's what I've tried so hard to do and worked so hard to do over the past year, to bring Singaporeans together and to chart our new way forward as one people. I've visited you in your neighborhoods. I've engaged our diverse communities, different ethnic groups, communities young and old. I've listened and heard from you in dialogues and in town halls. Because to me, every voice matters. Every Singaporean matters. You matter. I've just started this work, as you know. It's only been a year since I took on the responsibility as Prime Minister, just 6 months as leader of the PAP. I don't do this work alone. I do it with my team. In the course of this campaign, I heard one of the opposition parties said, Lawrence Wong is nowhere like Lee Kuan Yew. So different. Standards have dropped. And I kind of laughed. Because who in Singapore is like Lee Kuan Yew? There is only one Lee Kuan Yew. No other. I don't compare myself to him. I am my own person. But remember, even Mr. Lee Kuan Yew had a team to work with. And so too will I. I need a team to work with all of you, to work for you, and to take Singapore forward. Together, we have sketched out the outlines of our new vision, our shared vision for Singapore. A Singapore that's more caring, more fair, and more just, where every child has a good start, every worker gets a fair shot, where families feel supported, not stressed, where our seniors live with dignity and peace of mind, where progress is measured not just in dollars and cents, but in lives uplifted, dreams fulfilled, and a sense of purpose shared by every Singaporean. These are not just words. You have seen the changes we've made over the past year. In cost of living, we have rolled out comprehensive packages in the budget to help you, and the measures will be coming soon, month after month. In education, we have reformed, we have made changes to reduce examination stress, pressure, unnecessary competition, and to focus on what matters. And we will continue to do so. In housing, we have ramped up the supply. Because of COVID disruptions, we have now caught up with demand, and in time to come, we will be able to stabilize the market and ensure everyone can get even more affordable housing. In healthcare, we have increased subsidies. We have made it more affordable. We have made it more affordable for long-term care. We are making it easier for you to stay healthy through Healthier SG. For our families, we are providing more support for parents, for young children. For families with more children, you will get more support. So these are concrete changes we have made. But with your trust and with your support, we can go further. We can make our vision real for every Singaporean. But at the same time, I should highlight to everyone that the road ahead will not be easy. The storms that we are facing is already upon us, and we must brace ourselves for more turbulence ahead. We cannot avoid these storms. It's everywhere in the world. We will be impacted by it. But we can choose how we respond to it. We can give in to anger, to cynicism, to division. Or we can choose compassion, solidarity, and strength. We can choose to tear down, as some in the opposition might want to do. Or we can choose to build up. We can choose to pull apart. Or we can choose to pull together. And Singaporeans would have heard the campaigns, the speeches, you have read the manifestos of all the different parties. You know what different parties offer, but I say to you, what the PAP offers is very clear. We choose to build. We choose to pull together. We choose to unite Singapore. Look, the PAP is not a perfect party. No party is perfect. We make mistakes, but we have always been upfront with you. We own up, we learn, we improve. Through it all, every step of the way, we put Singaporeans at the center of everything we do. We don't just take the easy road. We don't just offer sweet and easy promises. We are prepared to take the hard road, so long as it is the right and responsible thing to do. We don't promise that we can solve every problem. Some things will be very complex and may take time. But you will have our word that we will always walk with you, fight for you, and we will never give up on you. We will always do right by Singapore and Singaporeans. So if you give me and my team your support and trust, we will serve you with all our hearts. Friends and fellow Singaporeans, this election is not just about who wins more seats. Your vote is a vote of what we believe in, who we want to be, what kind of Singapore we want. Do we want more politics, or do we want real solutions? Do we want a country where everything is turned into a fight, divided by anger? Or do we want a country where we can find common ground, lift each other up, and move forward as one? I say, let's choose unity over division. Let's choose integrity over half-truths. Let's choose action over posturing. Let's choose Singapore and build our future together. My PAP team and I, every member of my team, every candidate, will focus on what matters. We share a collective new resolve to solve your problems, to improve your lives, and take Singapore forward. So this Saturday, I ask all Singaporeans, you have heard from all the different parties, calm down, consider your options, and if in your heart of hearts, if you truly believe that the PAP is still the best party for Singapore in these uncertain times, then stand with us. Support me and my team. Vote for the PAP. Your vote matters. Wherever you are, whichever constituency you live in, never take anything for granted. Voting is a privilege for Singaporeans. Your vote matters and will decide the future of our country. So please give me and my team a chance to do our best for you. To all Singaporeans, to Punggol residents, I say, vote for the PAP, vote for a brighter future for you, your family, and for Singapore. Majulah PAP! Majulah Singapura! Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prime Minister Florence Wong. May I invite a candidate for Punggol GRC and our guest speaker to the front.
Friends and residents of Punggol, join us in the 3 cheers. Follow me. Majulah PAP! Majulah Singapura! Majulah PAP! Majulah Singapura! Majulah PAP! Majulah Singapura! Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, DPM Gan. Thank you, candidates. Our guest speaker. Thank you, PAP. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Punggol. The rally has come to an end, but the fire within us will not end. Thank you. Please take your leave in a calm, cool, and a safe manner. We will see you again on 3rd of May.